What we do at UCS Ottawa is train people to be habituated against offensive remarks. So we train scenarios that have verbal aggression, that have foul language, racial slurs, sexist taunts, the whole range of things that could be hurtful or offensive or excessively personal. What this does is teaches you not to have a hair trigger, not to take things to heart, not to be easily hurt, and to develop a thick skin. Because in a real aggressive situation, somebody who's being socially aggressive with you will say things to try and escalate you to violence. You don't want to go from a self-defense situation to an aggravated assault because somebody said something about your sister, or said something about what you're wearing, or called you names, or questioned your sexual orientation. So at an urban combat systems class, you're going to see a little bit of stuff like this. It'll teach you how to deal with real-world verbal violence without falling apart. Let's look at one of the scenarios, which could be a hyper-pushy drunk person in a social situation. So I'll have Andrew play the role of the aggressor with me.
Adam, how's it going tonight, man? Long time no see.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Good. I heard you were dating Tracy.
No, you gotta...
Nah, come on. 4 weeks or something you guys have been going on now.
Dude, she's a slut.
Everybody's been dating her
Are you
at some
talking
point.
about Stacy?
No, Tracy. Come on, I've seen the pictures on Facebook.
Well, I did date Tracy, but...
Dude, she's a slut. What are you doing with that bitch?
But she's not really the way you described her, man. Is she sure you're talking about the same person?
Dude, I've seen the pictures on Facebook of you two together last week doing something. What are you doing with her? You're so much better than
Can I
that.
ask a question? Well, what's in it for you saying these things? I mean, what's
Hey, maybe I'm looking out for my buddy here, okay?
Oh, I do appreciate that.
But seriously, man, you can do better than
I'll
that.
tell you what, man. I'll tell you what.
My friend Tom, come on, even he's fucked her. Come on.
Wow.
What are you doing with that girl?
Well, listen, I'm gonna let this problem be my problem if you're cool with that, all right? And just agree to disagree on it.
Sure, man. It's
Thanks
your life, but
Yeah,
I'm
thanks
just
for the
saying.
heads up, man. Thanks for the heads up.
All right.
Have a
Thanks.
good one, brother. So this is a typical, I guess we could call this a little bit of bro love. A guy comes in here, thinks he's doing his friend a favor. The beginning of a lot of relationships is a sensitive time for the people involved, and often people have things to say about the partner, things that we don't want to hear or don't want to accept. A situation like this could easily explode into aggression or outright violence if I take personally what my interlocutor is saying to me. These are some of the most offensive things that guys can say to each other and about women. This is just one example of a scenario that we would deal with at Urban Combat Systems. Here's another one. This could be an office Christmas party, for example, where a person's been saving it up all year and decides to unload on me at the end of the year for something he thinks I did or didn't do to him.
Adam, having a good time tonight?
Yeah, a little too many drinks, I think, but other than that, good.
Do you think you earned them? Holy fuck, guy.
What do you mean, man?
Dude, this year, come on. I hope next year's a little bit better for you.
What are we on about? What are we on about? Something's wrong. What's wrong?
Dude, I've told you, man. Your reports are late. I don't know. I've taken so much shit for you this year. Seriously, I mean, you work for me. I work for the boss. You give me shit. I have to try and sugarcoat it before I give it to the boss. You make me look bad. Come on, 2017, what do you say we step it up a little bit?
Yeah, I'm not sure really what you're talking about, though, Andrew. Can you fill me in a little bit?
We've gone through this before. I've given you the reports before. I said they're not neat. They're full of all mistakes. Next thing you know, the boss is yelling at me. I come out and I'm like, fuck Adam. I'm the one getting yelled at because of your shit. So now here you are at the Christmas party, having a good time, being the guy on the dance floor, pretending that you did everything. I'm Adam, and fuck. And then there are 364 days of the year, I'm the one getting yelled at for your poor quality.
So it sounds to me like you don't think I'm pulling my weight, and actually you think you're doing my job for me. Is that what I'm hearing, right?
I'm not doing your job. That's the problem. Now everyone's fucking suffering because of you.
Okay, well listen, hey, just keep your hands to yourself there. We can solve this problem without touching. Why don't we talk about
You don't
this
like hands on you?
We talk
Well,
about
I don't like fucking reports being wrong. You don't like hands on you. Yet I get bad reports, so maybe I put my fucking hands on you.
So, Andrew, I'm hearing you, right? And I think maybe you and I are not in the same place. Why don't we just call it a night? We'll talk about this on January 3rd.
Sounds good. It's call night. Maybe you should go home, get a good night rest, so tomorrow you can actually get some fucking work done for once.
You got it, buddy. Merry Christmas, eh?
Fuck off.
Okay. So, again, this is something that has escalated and grown out of a passive-aggressive resentment, and now he's coming forward, and he's got the courage to actually do something about it. And you can see, again, if I had taken those comments personally, It could have easily become one of those tragic Christmas workplace parties where somebody has too much to drink, responds to an insult, and it goes awry. So we deal with this type of personal insult all the time. It's one of the foundational tools in our de-escalation aspects of urban combat systems. I'll show you one more situation. Why don't we take one person who's just wantonly destructive and offensive. He's just going to come in here, start swearing, let's talk about my mother, let's talk about my sister, whatever he can get off his chest. I want to show you how easy it is to keep your cool if you remain unattached to what this person is saying.
What bus you waiting for?
Oh, 170, 178?
Don't fucking know what bus you waiting for?
It's late, man, I'm tired.
Fuck, I'm tired of people like you fucking getting on buses and causing shit.
You seen a lot of that stuff?
Yeah,
What kind
fuck.
of stuff's going on there on the bus?
Fucking you people with your brown skin from the fucking Middle East. Next thing you know, you're causing shit, you're yelling at girls, you're touching them, causing all sorts of shit. We don't need around here. So I don't fucking want to be on the same bus as you.
I see that stuff on the news all the time, man. Some of those people are no good.
Yeah, news, real world, I'm tired of that shit. So I don't want to be on the same fucking bus as you.
Well, man, I'm gonna get on this bus, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
You gonna tell me what to do now?
No.
Now you're telling me what I can and can't do?
So,
Should I tell me what bus I can and can't get on?
you want to get on this bus?
Yeah, I want to get on my bus when it comes here. I just want to make sure you're not on my fucking bus.
Where do you like to sit on this bus?
Sit wherever there's a fucking nice, free, clean seat.
What's your favorite clean seat on the bus usually? I mean, me, I always
How am I supposed to know what seat is fucking clean?
Habits, I
Are you
guess.
being a smart ass?
How about this? I'm getting on this bus, you're getting on this bus. You want to sit where you want to sit, I'll sit at the other end.
Fuck. Sick of you fucking people.
Okay, now, in my particular situation, I'm of Middle Eastern descent, and we've used this extensively in our training as a pressure point against me. It's habituated me against racial violence and racial insults, and it's contributed a great deal to the thickness of my skin. There are three things I want you to take away from this. First of all, if you are aware that people use tactics like this in socially aggressive situations, it's easier for you to deflect them. You don't have to give credence to what a person is saying about you. It's not true just because it comes out of somebody's mouth. Secondly, hearing it in a situation where somebody can safely turn up the pressure on you, give you a little bit more stimulation, start to elicit the panic response, habituates your subconscious mind. It makes it less threatening in the real world. So when somebody does say these things to you on a bus or at a library or wherever it is you choose to be in public, you're not going to snap into panic mode and feel that you have to respond aggressively. And third, practice, practice, practice. Okay? The more you see this in training, the less it matters in the real world. When you've heard some of the things I've heard, when you've said some of the things that we have said to one another, things that people say out there, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on your Facebook wall, whether you see it in the news, you won't have time for it. You'll realize that it's not important and it shouldn't get into your world. Okay, until next week, where we will finally do myth number 3 of women's self-defense, yell fire, not rape. I'll see you. This is Adam from Urban Combat Systems at Collab Space. Have a great week, everybody.